What's happening, sports fans? Trent the Great back in the building, man. Talking that sport-ish, man. And I'm going to drop a gem on y'all and talk about Antonio Brown's timeline since being traded. And Antonio Brown recently has signed a one-year deal for the $15 million. Excuse me. And the deal included a $9 million signing bonus with a second-year team option for $20 million guaranteed if the Patriots decided to pick it up. Now, Antonio Brown was with the Pittsburgh Steelers, but because of his actions, his bad relationship, and with Big Ben Roethlisberger, Brown was ultimately traded to the Raiders. But just like on cue, Brown started to act up. And in August, he missed training camp because of the issues he had with his helmet and the NFL. It was a whole issue where the NFL had they mandated that the helmets that have been used in the past aren't any good, so they're bringing in more. They're bringing in different ones. And this was actually a memo was sent out 2 years ago. So Brown knew ahead of time. But, being Antonio Brown, he decided to go against the grain. And he had been fighting with them over there. Okay, so next thing, he wound up getting frostbite while I think he was in Germany. He was out of the country. I know that. He got cryo therapy. He was getting cryo therapy, I guess for his lower legs, for his feet or whatever. And he winds up getting a bad case of frostbite. And it looked like it could have cost him his damn feet. Then the saga continues. Last week, he was sent a letter by the Oakland Raiders of the fines that he had incurred while he had missed his time from training camp and practice. Well, he decides to put the letter up on the internet, up on social media or something. That's another problem. So then they wind up having to practice, and the Raiders GM is there. He decides to run up on the GM, acting like he gonna fight him, calling the man all out his name, and disrespect like that. It's like, okay, you ain't got no respect for your teammates, yourself, no authority. So damn. So all these actions all these actions had the Raiders deciding to go ahead and suspend him. Especially with trying to fire off on your boss, goddamn. Well, later on that week, Brown wound up apologizing with his teammates around him for the confrontation that he had with his GM in practice. Now, he was supposed to play on the opener on Monday night. And that was, that was the plan. But that same night after the press conference, Brown put up a recorded call he had with Coach John Gruden on YouTube. It's like, okay, I'm sorry, but I'm going to put up what we talked about. What if Gruden had been talking about somebody else, man? This dude is incredible, man. Excuse me. Then, that Saturday morning, I think that was the next day, the Raiders wind up, they say, you know what? They let his ass go. They released him. But by Saturday afternoon, the Patriots had picked him up with a contract signed and sealed, with enough cap room to make this deal happen. Now, let me see. Oh, it's also, if they picked up the option, Brown would just wind up getting the same $30 million he would have got in Oakland. Anyway, now, it was also reported that Brown had sought advice from a social media consultant on how to speed up his release from the Oakland Raiders. Now, is it just me, or is it something fishy going on? Plus, my spidey senses tingling. The bat signal is in the air, and I smell a damn rat. Now, all this could be coincidence, man, but I've been around a long time, man, and I know when the fix is in. You know what I'm saying? I've been around too long not to know that something is up. Now, probably though, I think that also, let me see, New England, when they wanted to trade for him, they offered a first-round pick for Brown. But the Steelers didn't want to send him to a rival. Plus, they wanted more. They wanted a few more drafts or something like that. And they really just didn't want to send him there anyway. I mean, with the way the Patriots been putting their hands on him and they had their number, especially including recently, I can't blame them. You know? Now, also to me though, the most damning part about all this is that the Patriots were a team that Antonio Brown actually wanted to go to. Those were some of the reports I got from my sources. You know what I'm saying? Now, there are 3 key players in this scenario, and they all have questionable backgrounds. And that is Antonio Brown, his agent Drew Rosenhaus, and Coach Bill Belichick. And Rosenhaus has a relationship with the Patriots. He says that his relationship with the Patriots has gone back over 30 years. He also is an agent who's known for getting his players what they want. And he's known by getting his players what they want by any means necessary. You know what I'm saying? And people in the league call this method of getting what they want, of getting them what they want, they call it a Drew Rosenhaus special. And, of course, we know the history of Bill Belichick. I mean, with Spygate, his supposed role in Deflategate, you know, with the balls and all that. His cold-bloodedness when it comes to dealing with players. And probably the biggest thing he tried to do was get rid of his best player and the GOAT, Thomas Edward Brady, the second, you know. But the main culprit is all this, man, is Antonio Brown. And Antonio Brown, man, has done things that most people have not seen from any other player, probably in sports. I know I haven't. I mean, he's lied on people, threw other teammates under the bus, taped conversations, which is a damn crime in the state of California if both parties, they don't consent to the taping. Now, I'm like this, man. It's clear that Antonio Brown is selfish. But is he crazy or is he just crazy like a fox? Because of the way these deals have been orchestrated. Now, the way that he's gone about things and by getting his way, you know, that's the problem I think most people have. I know it's the way it's the problem I have with him. Now, with all the things that Antonio Brown has done to people along the way, you know, with some of the betrayal and lying, selfishness, and damn near wrecking 2 franchises. You know, I mean, and just the way he goes about his everyday thing, like, okay, how dare you question me? I'm Antonio Brown. I'm talented. I can do whatever I want. I mean, it's wholly. I'm not even holding it up, but just I'm better than you type of attitude. I mean, I don't like coming down on brothers, man. You know, but damn it, when it's called for, you got to call a spade a spade. And if he thinks this kind of nonsense, man, is gonna fly in New England, he's got a whole nother thing coming, man. He's the most selfish player I've ever seen in my life. T.O., Randy Moss, No Ocho Cinco got a damn thing on him. You know what I'm saying? Hell, T.O.'s actions damn near kept him out of the Hall of Fame. I mean, what? Kept him, I mean, they denied him 2 or 3 times. You know, I think he went in on his 3rd time. And he's like, as far as number-wise, he's in the top 3 when it comes to receivers. And they kept him out. What you think they're going to do to Antonio Brown? Hell, they might close it down for a week and say, you know what, it's under repair. We'll get with you later. You know what I'm saying? When it's his turn. Now, Antonio Brown was drafted in the 6th round. And that chip on his shoulder is probably what propelled him to these unseen heights. And which has made him the player that he is, you know. He ain't the fastest. He ain't got the greatest hands all the time. But he's just damn good. He's more of like a slot receiver. But he plays like a big time receiver on the outside, you know. So, and the thing is, he knows this. He knows that Pittsburgh needed him. He knows that Oakland needed him. Well, what he's going to get a dose of reality in is that New England doesn't need his ass. You know, and they're going to get rid of his ass quicker than a damn hiccup, you know. Well, Antonio Brown's hard work, man, also had him in the conversation for being, you know, the best receiver. if he is the best receiver, he was in the top 5. He was definitely in the top 2 or 3. And it's also had it for being all world. But that don't mean he got to be an all world a-hole. I mean, damn. Plus, also from what I just learned, the contract he has with the Pats is basically a week-to-week and almost a prove-it deal. Now, you gonna tell me that the most selfish player in NFL history is gonna be able to be talked down to by Bill Belichick? He gonna be able to get basically verbally undressed in front of everybody because Belichick will call out you, your mama, and your grandma, because they say he called out Tom Brady like he just a regular practice squad player. I mean, he talked bad to him, and it's the greatest quarterback of all times. So, what you think he gonna do to this boy? You think Antonio Brown gonna be able to handle it? Hell no. Antonio Brown, this is the thing about Antonio Brown. He could have played one game or just basically been on the Raiders roster and got the whole $30 million. Guaranteed for the season. They couldn't have done nothing to him. And he couldn't behave. He couldn't do that. Now, he might not even get half of that. Hell, he might not get any of that over here in New England. I mean, he's burned all his bridges in the league. He stepped on toes, and he's cost himself bukus of money. And he had a blonde mustache. I mean, damn. Now, I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going to happen next with this dude. Hell, I don't think he know. But it's a wait-and-see game, and I'm going to wait, and I'm going to see. Because I don't really have any faith in him. Like I said, I think something mentally is wrong with this boy. So, we're going to wait and see. We're going to find out, man. I'm Trent the Great, man, talking that sport-ish. You know. And I want you to hit that like button, that subscribe button, that notification bell to let you know when I'm putting these hoes up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm Trent the Great, man. And I am out. 1.